Hey everyone, it's the Angry Honey Badger, and it's time to take a look at another champion build video today. I am playing as Xin Zhao, and we are playing him in the jungle at first, but don't worry, that's actually going to change coming up. What I do is I start at wolves and go to blue buff, and then I run around the map, killing minions, and then your Darius disconnects, and then you got to go fill in for top lane. So, yeah, he's going to be gone for a little while, so I'm going to go up and actually top lane him with Smite. So, and I'm going to get Ezreal up here. So, unfortunately, I don't have the right starting item to really get into a major fight up here, or have the items I would normally start with up here. I'm glad I have a handful of health pots, but sometimes you get put into situations you didn't necessarily think you were going to get into, so I kind of have the wrong masteries as well. But you know what? We're going to make the best of this early on, but play safe a little bit and get the farm we can. Luckily, the lane is pushing, so I'm able to pick up some experience. I'm trying to farm without getting too poked down early against this, as it's going to be a little rough because, like I said, I'm not quite set up the way I wanted to be, but we're going to make the best of it, like I said. Luckily, I'm able to heal passively because of my W ability, so that's very, very helpful, and we do take that early on in the game as well. I try to get all points in my abilities at levels 1, 2, and 3 for my Q, W, and my E, and if you don't know much about those, we'll go over those as well. Also, we're going to be doing some uber speeds up. This is a very long game, so we're going to cut a little bit out of it as well. But if you do not know about Xin, or Zhao, or however you want to say it, or Xin, or blah, 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 his passive reduces your target's, or the enemy target's armor. I think I said that right. It sounded weird in my head. So that's what's going to happen with this passive. Now, as for your Q ability, that is your 3-talon strike, which is going to give you more attack damage on your next 3 hits, and your third attack is going to knock them up. So here I'm going to actually come out and gank mid, hit her, it's going to knock her up on that third one like that, and we're going to be able to pick up the kill. I'm going to take that tower for a split second. Another thing you need to do when someone disconnects from your team, let's say you are in my exact situation, and you were jungling, and now you got to go top so you don't lose that tower, you need a lane. What you can do is, go top, and when you get the opportunities, still go gank mid, because now I'm going to have Hoyt come top lane, and now we're going to gank the Ezreal up here. So I'm going to move in here after Hoyt's done tons of work. He used his heal, we're going to get in there, and I'm going to pick up the kill real quick. So we helped each other out by picking up a kill for each of us in our lanes. You got to gank for each other like that, so good teamwork like that. It's going to really be helpful when you're currently down a player. Luckily, our Darius will come back, and he will jungle in my place, since he's really, really far behind. So, that is going to help. That's not going to be helpful early, but, at least he comes back, which is very nice. I think he had internet issues. So, I decided to sell that Hunter's Machete because I did not need it. I decided to build my boots early because I do like the move speed with Zhao. I do go with attack speed boots. It's just very good. If you want to go with something else that'll help, you can do that as well. Ninja Tabby, not a bad idea. Here, as ult me, and I never like when people poke me with their ult, so I'm going to go initiate on him and try to blow him up, which I do. I'm going to use my ultimate, I'm going to use my 3-talon strike, I'm going to use my charge and my battle cry, and here I'm just going to chase him down and standard attack him a couple times and kill him off. So going to pick up a kill on him there, which is nice. He has the ability to outpoke me quite well. Now luckily I do a lot of damage, and I am able to slide over to him with that charge of mine, which I'll go over in a second. So there's kind of some give and take in this lane as well when it comes to being able to poke at me and all types of stuff. So that's going on early. Like I said, I was getting my boots, and then the first thing I'm going to get when I'm laning in top lane is I'm going to be going with that Avarice Blade, and that's going to help me with a little gold over time. It's going to give me some crit chance, which is never a bad thing with Zhao. And then another thing it's going to do is whenever I kill a minion, I'm going to be getting 2 gold. So I'm getting extra gold as I'm farming up. So it's very, very helpful for farming. It's a good item, and it's going to be building into something later on we can talk about as well. Picked up a little bit of armor now early on because that armor is going to be helpful because I was just taking some damage and I wanted that armor. I believe I do sell that though at some point. Gonna keep building though towards some of my beginning items. Like I said, this game I got thrown off on my build early. Like I said, I just sold that armor. I was gonna build it into something else, and I decided, you know what, I'm doing fine now. I thought I was gonna be playing way more defensively, so now I'm gonna go way more offensively like I usually do. And I did pick up a brutalizer, which is gonna be great for me for damage output and the armor penetration on that. Gonna keep trying to come mid and gank. As I can see, Ezreal's actually down here. He just escaped from a little thing. I used my ghost to catch up to him, and I'm gonna be able to use my charge to get over to him and just kind of blow him up real quick. So that's gonna be very nice and pick up a simple kill. Now, going over my other abilities, like I was saying, my 3-talon strike, you get increased attack damage on your next 3 attacks, and then you do knock them up. As for your W, which is your battle cry, every third attack, or every third basic attack, you land your active, or you get health back, which you can see, which is makes him a very strong laner and jungler because you're always getting health back every time you attack. And so there's that going on. And then when you do activate the ability, it does give you more attack speed for 5 seconds. So remember that as well. It's great when you initiate. And then as for your E ability, which is your charge, that's what you slide over to them. It does slow them and does deal some magic damage to them. So it's very good to get it in their face. So basically when you want to get into a fight, you want to slide over to them and then activate your battle cry and your 3-talent strike. And yeah, that's going to be fun. Unfortunately, in that fight right there, he ignited me, and unfortunately I don't have Ignite because I have Smite because I thought I was going to be jungling. He's able to kill me, and he also took heal, so he ignited me and healed me, or healed himself, basically saved him there. So also read the chat this game. The enemy team does not like their Ezreal, and we do kind of make fun of him, and it's interesting. So lots of hate in the chat. So if you enjoy a good chat log, right down there, some great read. So we have all that going on for our abilities, and as for our ultimate being his Crescent Sweep, basically what happens there is whoever you're focusing on, you're going to deal a lot of damage to them, you're going to do a lot of physical damage, and it's going to knock back all other champions that you're not focusing at the time, and you'll deal damage to them as well. And then, also, you do gain bonus armor and magic resist, so it's great when you get in the middle of a fight. Here, Ezreal's going to jump through that wall. I'm just going to use my charge to get over to him and just kill him real quick, because that's what I do. We're going to pick on Ezreal because he's being a douchebag. So, yeah. Although I don't talk too much hate. A little bit of hate in the chat, but not too much. So we have all this going on, and we're building still. So we did finish off our Black Cleaver. That is what that Brutalizer was going to be building towards. Luckily, the Black Cleaver now is going to give us a little bit of health, and that's never a bad thing. We're still farming up with that Blade, and we're going to be doing stuff with that too. And I did pick up my Vampiric Scepter, which I'll be building into other items later on. So get a little bit of damage there in lifesteal, so just making even more viable of a fighter. Farming okay for the most part, not the strongest early, but we have over 100 right now, which is okay. And we got 4 kills, so we're doing all right, and got an assist. So yeah, pretty solid stuff so far. Zhao is a very good 1v1 champion. He's very good at bursting people down insanely fast. So once you get him down, there's a lot of different ways you can actually build him. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that tower, and they're going to make the mistake of not retreating fast enough. So we're going to kill the super fed Caitlyn pretty quick. Caitlyn has a really good farm this game, and she does a lot of damage late game. So she is doing quite well. They actually are doing the weird 3 carry thing, which I've actually seen a few times lately, because if you have one good tank like a Mumu, the carries are going to actually be able to do a lot of damage, especially if they have lots of unique abilities, which these 3 do. Hoyt's going to come in here, do a ton of damage to this Ezreal. I didn't see him ignite him because I saw the heal go off, so I moved in just to secure the kill. So I think the ignite from Hoyt probably would have killed him, but we're just playing safe, make sure. I didn't see it go off, so jumped in there real quick to pick that kill up. And we'll be able to, you know, do other fun stuff with that. Now, as for my masteries, there's a few different pages that I like to take, or different page styles that I like to take when I'm playing. There's the 22 and 8, which is your full-on tons of damage top lane, which is a smart one to do. There's also the brawler page that I do sometimes run, depending on what my role is with my team and what's going to happen. So that's the 14-15-1 or the 14-16-0, depending on your spells that you take. Here I'm going to finish off the dragon real quick because I do have Smite. I do know my team is in a fight. I'm going to finish this off real quick, but I don't want it to reset. Hoyt actually helped me with it for a second. Now I'm going to run in and be our initiator. I'm going to use my Ghost because I like taking Ghost on him because, let's face it, Ghost is amazing for chasing down champions. Move in here, pick up a kill on the Soraka real quick. And I think, are we going to go chase her down? No, we're not. In fact, I'm actually going to skip ahead a bunch here because, like I said, this is a very, very long game. I've died a couple times since we went away. I've got a couple kills since we went away. And now we are getting into a bit of a team fight here. Picked up a kill at the beginning of it. And Darius is finally back to catching up with us. We're already level 18. We already have more items, which I can talk about. As you can see, I did buy my Black Cleaver. And that's all of that fun stuff. And then as for that Vamp Scepter, that built into my Bloodthirster, which was the next item that I did finish, because Bloodthirster is kind of an awesome item, obviously, with the massive amounts of health you're going to be getting back and damage you're going to get from it. And then I did take that Avarice Blade and I did build it into an Atma's. And I know a lot of people have a problem building Atma's if you're not building health. And as much as I'm not specifically building health, I do get a little bit from my Black Cleaver, and now it's a lot easier to see how much that's actually giving you. And at this point in the game, that item is giving me 34 damage, which is pretty good, to be completely honest. I mean, it's not an insane amount, but that's not a tiny amount. It's not like it's giving me 15 or 10 or something. It's giving me 35. So you're going to get 35 damage from it because of the percentage it gives you back. It's going to give me crit chance, which is not a bad thing at all on Zhao. And then it's going to be giving me, critically, the reason I bought it, a handful of armor, and it still helps me buff out with becoming, you know, more of a damage outputter. So there's other items I could have bought that gave me more damage and other things, but I really do like Atma's, even though I'm not utilizing it completely by building tons of health. So I'm going to die there, get 2 assists to Hoyt, and pick up 1 kill as well. So Hoyt's going to pick up a triple, and I picked up 1. So what was that, 2 for 1? 2 for 4, I mean. So, not too bad there. Me and him decided to initiate, because that's fun. And then, so we have those as our first 3 main kind of items, because we're getting lots of damage, we're getting our lifesteal, we're getting some armor. Now, at this point in the game, we're addressing the fact that we're going to be taking some magic damage, and as you can just see, I did just build a new item in the game, which is the Mercurial Scimitar, I believe it's called. What that's going to do is give me magic resist. It's going to be a Quicksilver Sash and a BF Sword. So it's going to be a lot of damage. Going to give me a Quicksilver Sash built into it, so if I ever get stunned into any situation, since they do have an Amumu, or I do get hit with an Ash Arrow, I'll be able to cleanse thyself of the situation with having that built into that item. It's a great item to have. As you can see right now, I have 358 attack damage, which is quite a bit. I should have used it there, actually. Oddly, I did not. Or I bumped it and it did not go off, which sometimes triggering things do not go off. Here I'm going to try to use my charge to get over to Ez, but he keeps barely staying out of range, and then I step on a stupid trap because I was not paying attention. And now I'll finally get in range, jump over to him, and we'll be picking up the assist on him after a little bit of an engagement there. So luckily I am getting health back slowly too when I do attack all of that stuff because of our battle cry. And that's fun as well. Now, as for the rune page that I do like to take when I am playing as Xin, is the attack speed marks, or attack damage marks if you want to, but I like attack speed on them. It's nice, especially if you are jungling. Armor seals. I'm going to blow up Ashe in about 3 hits here, because that's what we do with Ashe, because it's fun. That's just our tons of damage that we do. Now, like I was saying, armor seals, magic resist per level glyphs, and then either attack damage quintessences, crit chance quintessences, or move speed quintessences. This is kind of your personal choice area. Sometimes I like the crit ones because when you get in a little 1v1 top and you got 6% crit chance at the beginning of the game, that's a lot. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but you hit them for an early crit, it's going to hurt badly. I actually do pick up the kill there, and I do pick up Baron because I have Smite. So, fun stuff. Now we have Baron. Now we have 407 attack damage, which is never a bad thing. The next item I'm going to pick up, since it's late game, is super situational depending on what you want to do with your champion. Guardian Angel would be a great thing you could pick up at this point. I still haven't finished out like my boot augment or its enhancement, so I'm going to be doing that later on. Don't really need it right now. I'm not worried about it, even though I do have the gold for it. I'm going to go back, though, and finish off my last situational item, which is going to be the Static Shiv. I think it's a really fun item, and it's great on him. So right now I do have 41% crit chance, which is pretty good, considering we're not going full crit. We're going with a lot of damage, and we will be critting quite often because 41% is quite a bit. We got plenty of lifesteal because of the Bloodthirster. We have a ton of armor penetration because of that Black Cleaver, let alone with the way your kit works as well with your passive. So we got plenty going on there. And for the most part, this build's done, item-wise. So basically, there's many ways I've actually played him recently, and a lot of people ask for this build, and I've played him really tanky, and he works really fun that way too. You go with a Frozen Mallet, and you go with an Atma's, and you just kind of do that tanky offsetting build, and there's another kill, which is fun. And then you go with a Maw instead of the Mercurial Scimitar. You go with that. So you can go with a Triforce. There's a lot of ways you can play him. He does a lot of damage. I don't want to really call him an overpowered champion, but basically, you get some items on him and you learn his kit really well, and you're going to be able to do a good job. Now, here we do get into that, and I am going to use my thing a second late, but I'm going to use that. I'm going to die, unfortunately, pick up an assist, because that Caitlyn is wrecking face, but then she's going to get wrecked by Darius, and then our why can I not think of that champion's name? Varus. Wow, that took way too long. I'm drunk. I'm not drunk, I'm lying. That's actually my friend. I was just going to call him our Taylor, which, you know, our Taylor's going to get into a little fight. Actually, he's going to get into an awesome fight in 2 seconds, which we will look at. As our Zyra says, don't win, please. We should win. The game's almost over. Yes, he's going to go in here and murder the Ezreal, and then he's going to be low, and he's going to murder the Battle Raka, who's not battling very well, and pick up a really nice double kill. Be able to push down this tower for us, which is going to be great as he gets that ace. Unfortunately, their team's going to be coming up, and we're going to be finishing off this game, so guys, there's a lot of ways you can play him. There's a lot of fun ways you can play him. Give him a shot, try some different stuff, but for the most part, this is a very strong, lots of damage build. Just get his kit down and understand that you can initiate and blow someone up very quickly. So, that's going to be the game, guys. We're going to be ending it off right here because our minions are OP, and that's going to happen. So, let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, but other than that, I'll just see all of you guys in the next build video.